Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Henry.
And I'm Sarah, your co-host. We are so excited you're here with us today.
Today's episode is a really exciting one. We're talking about something that so many English learners ask about: how to think fast and speak smart.
Yeah, if you've ever had that moment where your mind just goes completely blank, or you know the words but somehow they just don't come out fast enough, you're not alone.
Absolutely. It happens to everyone, even native speakers sometimes. But don't worry today, we're going to share some really useful tips and simple techniques to help you think faster and speak more confidently in English.
And this isn't just for speaking English, honestly. These skills can help you in job interviews, casual conversations, presentations, and even when you're traveling or meeting new people.
Exactly. So make sure you stick around because we'll also be doing a little fun game later to show you how you can practice thinking fast. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.
I'm a little nervous about that game, Henry.
You'll do great, Sarah. And listeners, we encourage you to play along too when we get there.
All right, are you ready to jump in?
Let's do it! Let's talk about why we sometimes struggle to think fast when speaking English.
Okay, so before we get into the real techniques, let's just have a little chat. Henry, can you think of a time when you really needed to think fast while speaking?
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember one time I was traveling, and my flight got canceled. I had to quickly talk to the airline staff and explain the situation in a different country. And honestly, my brain was working overtime.
Oh no, that sounds stressful.
It was. But it taught me how important it is to stay calm and not panic when you're trying to speak fast and clearly.
Totally. For me, I think about when I started giving presentations at work. You know, sometimes people would ask me questions I wasn't prepared for. I had to think fast, organize my ideas, and answer smoothly, all while speaking in front of a group.
Yeah, and that's not easy, even in your first language. Imagine doing that in a second language like English. It takes real skill.
Exactly. And a lot of English learners feel that pressure, right? Especially when they meet native speakers and want to keep up with fast conversations.
Yep, like small talk at a party, answering questions in class, job interviews. These are all situations where thinking quickly is super important.
Listeners, maybe think about your own experiences right now. When was a time you wished you could think and speak faster in English?
Yeah, maybe it was when you were traveling, like me, or speaking at work, like Sarah, or even just ordering food at a restaurant.
And you end up just pointing at the menu because you can't find the words fast enough.
Exactly. We've all been there.
But the good news is, there are ways to train your brain. Just like exercising a muscle, you can get better at thinking fast and speaking smart.
All right, let's get into why it's actually hard to think fast sometimes, and what's going on in your brain when you're trying to speak English. All right, so before we start giving you tips, it's really important to understand why thinking fast in English can feel so hard sometimes.
Yeah, and first of all, it's completely normal. You're not bad at English just because you can't find the words quickly.
Exactly. Think about it like this. When you speak in your native language, your brain is like a super fast car on a smooth highway. You don't even have to think. The words just flow.
But when you're speaking a second language like English, it's like you're driving a car on a bumpy, twisty road. You have to slow down. You have to think about every turn, every word.
Right, because your brain is doing extra work. It's listening, understanding, translating sometimes, choosing the right grammar, and trying to pronounce words correctly, all at the same time.
And honestly, that's a lot to ask from your brain.
It's like juggling 5 balls while riding a bicycle.
Yeah, no wonder it feels hard.
One big reason learners struggle is because they're still translating from their native language in their heads. So instead of thinking directly in English, they're thinking in, say, Spanish or Korean or Arabic first, then trying to find the English words.
Which takes time, and that's why conversations can feel slow or stressful.
Exactly. Another reason is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding wrong. So people slow themselves down even more because they're trying to be perfect.
And that pressure actually blocks your brain from working naturally. It's like, if you're nervous, you freeze.
Totally. So, in short, it's natural to struggle because your brain is doing a lot of complex work. And sometimes fear gets in the way too.
But the good news is, you can train your brain to get faster and smarter at speaking English. It just takes the right practice.
And that's what we're going to share next. Real, simple techniques you can start using today.
Let's get into it.
All right, now for the good stuff. Let's dive into some powerful tips that will help you think faster and speak smarter in English.
Yes, we're going to break it down into small, simple steps so you can start practicing right after this podcast.
First tip, stop translating. Start thinking in English, even if it's really simple.
Right. For example, instead of thinking, tengo hambre, and then trying to translate it, just train your brain to immediately think, I'm hungry in English.
Exactly. You can start small. Describe what you're doing, like, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee, I'm going to work.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start creating that mental habit of thinking in English. Next, learn English in chunks, not just word by word.
Yeah, like instead of memorizing the word decision, learn the whole phrase, make a decision.
Or it depends on. Or, to be honest, these are ready-to-use pieces that you can grab quickly when you need them.
Chunks save you time because you don't have to build sentences from zero every time you speak. Tip number 3. Practice speaking under pressure.
Ooh, that sounds scary, Henry.
It does, but it's actually fun. Set a timer for 1 minute and talk about a random topic. No stopping, no thinking too much. Just go.
Yeah, like, talk about your favorite food for 1 minute. Ready, go. Even if you make mistakes, the goal is to keep going.
This trains your brain to work faster and stop overthinking.
Now here's a surprising one: slow down your speaking at first.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but when you slow down a little, you actually give your brain more time to organize your thoughts.
Instead of trying to speak super fast and panicking, it's better to speak a little slower, but stay smooth and confident.
And guess what? Over time, your speed will naturally increase without you forcing it. Finally, build your confidence. Confidence is a huge part of thinking and speaking quickly.
Absolutely. If you believe, I can do this, your brain relaxes, and relaxed brains think faster.
So celebrate your small wins. If you have a short conversation in English today, that's a big deal. Be proud.
And remember, making mistakes is part of learning. Every mistake is a step forward.
Exactly. Mistakes aren't failures, they're practice.
Okay, so quick review of the 5 tips. 1. Think in English. 2. Learn chunks. 3. Practice under pressure. 4. Slow down to speed up. 5. Build your confidence.
And if you keep working on these daily, you'll be amazed how much faster and smarter you'll start speaking.
All right, coming up next, we're going to play a fun game to help you practice thinking fast. So stay with us.
Okay, it's time for something fun. We're going to play a mini role-play game, and you can join us wherever you are.
Yeah, this is going to help you think faster, speak more naturally, and just have fun with English.
Here's how it works. We'll give each other, and you, our listeners, a situation. You have to quickly respond like you're really in that situation. No long thinking, no perfect grammar. Just speak.
And don't worry, we'll give you a few seconds to answer before we share our own ideas.
All right, first situation. You're at a coffee shop. The barista asks, "What would you like to order?" Quick, answer now.
I'll say, "Hi, can I have a large latte with almond milk, please?"
Nice. I'll say, "Can I get a cappuccino and a blueberry muffin?"
See? Nothing complicated, just fast and natural. Okay, next one. You're meeting someone new at a party. They say, "Hi, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you." How do you respond?
I'll say, "Nice to meet you too, Alex. I'm Henry. How do you know everyone here?"
Ooh, good. I'll say, "Hi, Alex. I'm Sarah. Is this your first time at this party?"
Notice how we added little questions to keep the conversation going. Next situation. You're lost in a new city. You stop someone and say, "What?"
I'd say, "Excuse me, could you please help me? I'm looking for the train station."
Yeah, or maybe, "Hi, sorry to bother you, but can you tell me how to get to Main Street?"
Polite, simple, and confident. Okay, one more. A little tricky. You're at a restaurant and your food is cold. What do you say politely?
I'll say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but my food is a bit cold. Could you please warm it up?"
Perfect. I might say, "Hi, sorry to bother you. My dish isn't very hot. Would it be possible to reheat it?"
Polite language helps so much in these situations.
All right. Great job, everyone. Remember, practicing quick responses like this helps you build speed and confidence.
Exactly. And you can create your own role-play games anytime. Just pick a situation, imagine what someone says, and answer fast.
Next up, we're going to share how you can practice daily and keep improving every single day. Stay tuned.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about some common mistakes people make when trying to think fast and speak smart.
Yes, because if you know the traps, you can avoid them and improve much faster.
First big mistake, trying to be perfect.
Oh yes, perfection kills speed. If you're constantly thinking, "Is this the right word? Is my grammar perfect?" You'll freeze.
Exactly. Focus on communicating your ideas, not being perfect.
Second mistake, speaking too fast without thinking.
Right. Some learners rush their words because they think it makes them sound fluent. But actually, it can make you more nervous and cause mistakes.
Slow and clear beats fast and messy every time.
And number 3, avoiding real speaking practice.
It's easy to study English, watch videos, read books, but if you never speak, your brain won't learn to think fast.
Exactly. Speaking is like a muscle. You have to use it to make it stronger.
So remember, don't chase perfection, don't rush without thinking, and don't skip real speaking practice.
Coming up, we'll share a simple daily plan you can follow to keep growing every day. Coming up, we'll share a simple daily plan you can follow to keep growing every day.
Yeah, so today we talked about how to think fast and speak smart in English.
We started by asking, why is it hard to think fast in a second language? And we learned, hey, it's normal. Your brain just needs practice.
Then we shared some really useful tips: staying calm, using simple language, building phrases you can use anytime, and of course, practicing under pressure.
Exactly. And we played that fun mini role-play game. I hope you tried speaking with us.
And we warned you about the common mistakes, like chasing perfection, rushing too much, and not practicing enough.
So, if you remember only one thing from today, it's this. Practice speaking daily. Focus on being clear, not perfect, and have fun with English.
Yes, learning a language is a journey. Enjoy every step.
Thanks so much for listening to the English Learning Podcast. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend and keep practicing.
See you next time. And until then, think fast and speak smart.
All right, friends, that brings us to the end of today's episode on how to think fast and speak smart. We really hope you had as much fun as we did.
Remember, improving your English isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave, practicing often, and enjoying the process.
If today's episode gave you even one small idea to help you speak better, that's a big win.
And if you liked this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, or share it with someone who's learning English too.
Also, check out the rest of our playlist, the English Learning Podcast, for more great topics coming every week.
Thanks again for spending time with us. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you're doing amazing.
Until next time, keep thinking fast and